have in my hand a fixed TV wall bracket. It supports televisions from 37 inches all the way up to 70 inches. It's available with free delivery from freetv.ie. It can support televisions maximum weight of 50 kgs. So this is an extremely low cost, good, easy to assemble TV bracket. Okay, I'm just going to put one quick note in. If you're ever going to, if you're considering what product to buy Office, the product that you're going to save the most money by buying directly from Free TV Office is TV brackets. Simply because if you look at the guys who sell televisions, they make almost no money on televisions. People examine very closely the price of televisions and then pay no attention to the price of TV brackets. So where we'd be somewhat competitive in the area of TVs, when it comes to TV brackets, we're normally about 75% cheaper than all our competitors, okay? Simply because TV brackets are not that expensive to make and there's no reason ever to pay €100 for one, okay? So let's come along and just look at this. So it's a neat little box it comes in and all the component parts are inside it. So there's fundamentally with this TV bracket, there's two component parts to it. The first part is this bracket that's going to be mounted directly onto the wall, okay? So as far as I can see on it, it's completely reversible in terms of there's no top and bottom on it, because front and back it looks exactly the same top and bottom, okay? So what we'd use we'd use 4 plugs and 4 screws that come with it to mount it onto the wall. When we're putting it up flat on the wall, what we're doing here is we're using this little spirit level that comes with it normally. It just sits on a little clip here, you just mount it and then you have it mounted correctly on it. And normally we're going to go for the 4 corners here, simply because it's going to maximize the strength on it, okay? So you have that and you want to put it in the brick wall or find the joist to mount it directly into. So that's the first part done and dusted, success. So the next part is, and the second part of it is, you want to put these brackets onto the back of your television. So fundamentally it's going to go on, we have a series of holes here that come with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this onto the back of the television. We'll look and we'll see where the VESA standard holes are on it, okay? So basically VESA is an international standard and it just says we're going to agree set spacings on television things. So for very small televisions you might have a VESA standard of 100 by 100. So that means hole centers on the back of the television will be 100 millimeters this way and 100 millimeters this way. So the horizontal and vertical. So what we do is we come along, we look, we line these up. We probably want to use, so sometimes there's a range of VESA holes, but normally it's just one series of sets. And you just drop it on and we have a series of 4 different bolts we can use for mounting it and washers and spacers we can use in conjunction with that. So we use that anyway to firmly fix this on. And once this has been firmly fixed on, if we pick up this bracket here, we're effectively picking up the television, or vice versa. If we pick the television, we're lifting up the brackets. So we have this part here mounted on the wall. Now the next part will be to actually drop the television onto the bracket on the back. Now before we go any further, what we normally do is there's 2 long bolts that are here. And what we would do is I would get this with a Phillips screwdriver and I just screw this directly in. And there's going to be a locking mechanism that go on it. So imagine when we're lifting this television on with the brackets on the back, that it's going to sit onto the wall bracket like this. With the top bracket sits in like that, the bottom bracket sits in like this, and we have the screws on the bottom here. So the purpose of the screws are twofold. The first thing is we want to screw it up and we want to stop it so that if there was upward pressure, so if a child or somebody came along and pushed up on the television, it stops it being able to come and clean off the rack. Because if you angled it out and pushed it up, it'd be able to, because that's exactly how you put it on. So it's to make it inadvertently dropping it off. And the other thing about it is, if you want to have a little bit of slide on this, be pushed out of the back, you certainly don't want somebody to be able to put sideward pressures on it and push it straight off the rails, simply because this will work as a stop guard on the end. And we'll see that we have a little step here to do that. So that's basically the assembly of it. Mount the bracket on the wall, come along, mount this on it, put it on, and use the 2 locking nuts on it. So if you use the spirit level correctly, mount it on, you'll have it perfectly square. It's extremely tight to the wall. It's less than 25 millimeters, the total distance from the bracket out from the wall, so it'll sit there. Now just one interesting sort of misprint on it, just to note it. It says on the package here that it's tilting, but it isn't. It's a fixed bracket on it. But most people aren't using tilting brackets anyway. Once you have it roughly right height, you can look at it, it'll look perfect anyway. So how would I categorize this? It's a good quality bracket, price point, and it's great, and it's free delivery.